Hi guys, so this is my first time speaking on this channel, just to the camera. Obviously I've spoken on this channel, but I usually do vlogs, which I'll still be doing. But I want to come on here and just document my pregnancy. I watch a lot of these videos on pregnancy updates and pregnancy must-haves, and I wanted to document it for myself so I could look back at it when I have my next child and just look back at it for memories. So if you're just into vlogs, I'll still be posting our vlogs, and if you're into pregnancy updates, I'll be posting those as well. So since I'm super late, I am 26 weeks pregnant, and the reason that I'm so late filming these is because I've been so busy. So my first trimester, I was really fatigued and nauseous a lot of the time, so I just didn't have the energy to film these. And then I've also been really busy, so I have one more week left in my internship. If you don't follow this vlog, welcome. Hopefully you'll subscribe to our channel and join us on our journey and give me any tips and feedback on your journey as a wife, or working wife and working mom. But if you haven't been here before, I travel back and forth between Los Angeles and San Diego. So during the week I have an internship there that's lasts for about a year. That's actually finishing in about a week. So I do a lot of commuting, and then I come back here to LA on the weekends, spend time with my husband and my cats. So I've just been really busy. I also run a online store where we sell meditation cushions called Conscious Life Shop. So that keeps me busy, and I haven't been able to keep up with that as much as I've wanted to while I've been pregnant. But it is a passive income business, so it is still running. And I'm a writer, so I actually just got a book deal, and I am writing a book, which I'm excited to share with you guys. Hopefully it'll be out by the end of this year. So yeah, I just haven't had time, but now with me finishing this internship in a week, I am hopeful and excited that I'll have more time to make these memories and share these vlogs. So today I am going to do in this video my first trimester must-haves and my first trimester update, just to kind of document it and have it down. I have my notes here on my phone. And then in the next video I'll do my second trimester must-haves, and I'll start updating week by week, if that makes sense. For my first trimester must-haves, I'll put the vitamins that I use up on the screen, but obviously vitamins are really important, but it's also important that you can absorb them. So I was really keen on doing a lot of research on which vitamins are going to be able to absorb the most and are going to be best for me and my baby. So I take in prenatal vitamin, multivitamin, a gummy chewable, an organic brand that's in a purple bottle that I get on Amazon, which I'll link and I'll put a picture up. I also take DHA, which is really good for the baby's brain. And I also take iron, an iron supplement. Even though my prenatal vitamin has iron in it, it's not enough because I am anemic. And that was the reason why I was also really tired, because I didn't find that out till I was I think 11 weeks, that I was still not getting enough iron through the blood test when you finally go to the doctor. So that really helped with the fatigue. And then I also started taking magnesium, which helped me with the fatigue as well. And then for the nausea, sorry, I'm pregnant. I'm pretty pregnant right now, so I'm out of breath a lot. I take B6 and Unisom for the nausea. I took that in the first trimester, and my nausea ended and vomiting probably around week 12. Week 12, so right as I was turning into my second trimester. I also use those Prego Pop candies. I had those with me at all time. I got a fear of getting nauseous during my first trimester because it was just so intense for me. So I carried those things around me oh my god, they were a lifeline. So those were really helpful. I also drank ginger turmeric tea, so that was definitely a must-have during my first trimester to help with the nausea. And it really helped me kind of get through those mornings, as well as just like eating first thing in the morning. So I think a good, even though, and I'll talk about this in my second trimester update, even though I haven't been the healthiest, because I at a point where I was just nauseous, I was just like eating whatever I could keep down and whatever I was craving, because I had extreme aversions. Like I completely became averse to anything green or salads or healthy. And I had a coworker tell me that was because evolutionary, a lot of people get aversions because as we evolved, a lot of like the salads and the vegetables had like bacteria from growing in the dirt. So pregnant women would be averse to them because the baby's immune system couldn't handle them in the first trimester. So it was like a protective factor why we would get averse to those types of things. So I was just eating crap. But back to my point, I was eating, one thing that helped me with the nausea was eating breakfast in the morning. So I was eating like little sausages, these Jimmy Dean sausages, which are so bad. But it was like all that I could get down because I was craving them, and it helped. Like if you make sure you don't get really hungry, that's going to help you stave off the nausea. So I became like terrified of hunger, and I think that stayed with me. Like I still don't want to get really hungry because I'm afraid that I'll get nauseous. So that was like a must-have, having a good breakfast item that you could heat up quickly, or whether it's cereal or whatever the case may be, something that you can eat, because I had like a ravenous appetite at certain times, usually like in the middle of the night in my first trimester and right when I woke up. Peppermint oil is also really good. It's good for headaches, and it's also good for nausea. I got a lot of headaches during my first trimester, and peppermint oil was really helpful and because you can't take medicine. I mean, you can take Tylenol, but everybody I know says Tylenol doesn't do anything for them. I never took Tylenol before. When I had cramps before, I would take Aleve. You can't take Aleve. So the peppermint oil was a really good thing that you could just sniff, or you could put like on your temples or on your wrist here to deal with the headaches. Another must-have is this good support system. So whether it's your husband or your wife or your friend or your mom, you need some type of support, because Lord, it's just hard when you're really tired. Like I couldn't do the things that I wanted to do anymore. So when I would come back to see my husbands on the week, my husbands, I only have one husband. When I would come back to see him on the weekend, I would be so exhausted. So I wouldn't be able to go hiking or cook or just clean and do all these things that he's used to me doing. And he was just, and he still is, I don't want to get emotional. He's just so amazing. I feel really blessed every time I think about the partner that God has given me, because especially during the first trimester, like all his support and help was just a must-have. I don't see how people do it by themselves. And then, you know, back to the materialistic stuff. I needed a belly band towards the end of my first trimester, because even like right before you get your bump, your uterus starts expanding and you cannot fit your clothes, your pants especially, it's just going to be really tight on your belly. So I got one of my belly band on at Target, and basically you can when you're in your first trimester, you can still actually wear normal pants. You can just put them, you can leave them unbuttoned so your uterus has space and doesn't have feel too tight. And then you put the bands over your belly and your pants, so it kind of looks like a tank top under your shirt, and it just kind of covers the open space. So that was really helpful. Then I thought another must-have, because another thing that happens during your first trimester is you just get really, really thirsty, and a lot of women, including myself, crave ice cold water. So just getting you like a water tumbler, water bottle is going to be a must-have, because you're going to be super thirsty all the time. And even in your first trimester, you're going to be peeing all the time, because I think it's something to do with your blood flow increasing. And so yeah, water bottle. And then I wanted to share with you guys the apps that I use. So I use the What to Expect app. I use 3 different apps just because I'm like an information junkie. And I just think it's really cool to keep up and see like what the baby is doing. Like I can't even like explain how cool it is to know, like at the beginning she was like a poppy seed size, and today I'm 26 weeks, she's the size of a butternut squash. So I like the apps for that. So I like the What to Expect app I like these 3 different apps for different reasons. So the What to Expect app is good because there's a video in there, and they kind of also give you different information every day, like in their at the top section. So if you're just like bored and just like super excited, like I know me, I'm super impatient with this pregnancy, so any little thing I can do to keep myself busy is helpful. And then there's the Pregnancy Plus app, which I'll show you guys. And I like it because it gives you like a 3D version of what your baby looks like. It's loading that day. Oh, so this is her at 26 weeks. You can see that there, and you can turn it and it's in 3D. So I like this Pregnancy Plus app because of that. And then like you can go back the week. So if you're in your first trimester, let's see, you're probably like, let's say you're like 10 weeks, or let's go 9. You can see in 3D what the baby looks like. Like, look how tiny they are. So I like that app for that. So that's Pregnancy Plus. And here she is today. And then you can also choose like the race of your baby, like black, white, mixed, Hispanic, Asian. So that's kind of cool. I think they have, like, you know, it's pretty generic, and they don't put all the diversity in there, but you can pretend. And then I like the Ovia app because it does this thing where it shows like the size of your baby's hand and foot currently compared to, that's not gonna help with my hand behind, but behind there's a comparative figure of like what the baby's foot hand is going to be when they're born. So that's kind of cool. And then it tells you like the fruit, and then it gives you like all the information you can read through of like what your baby's doing that week. So those are the apps that I like in the first trimester. Just making sure I'm in focus. And then getting back, so those are my pregnancy, I have major pregnancy brain, by the way, so thanks for being with me. But those are my first trimester must-haves looking back, being in my second trimester. And I actually got kind of glad I did it that way, because I'm sure I would have added all these different kinds of stuff during my first trimester that weren't actually must-haves, were just things that I was just like buying because I was excited because I was pregnant. So those are really like the things that stuck in my mind as like things you really need to have. But just to update you on like some of the things that major stood out as far as my symptoms and an update on my first trimester, I'll talk about that now. So if you're interested in hearing that, you can keep listening. Like I said, I experienced a lot of nausea and vomiting throughout my first trimester, and it really, even thinking about it makes me emotional. It really got me down because I'm used to, and the fatigue, I had lots and lots of fatigue. I'm used to going, like, you know, I talk about on my vlog channel being a working wife and all the things that I do, and I'm really like go kind of person, and this first trimester really slowed me down. Like, I wasn't on social media, I wasn't, you know, vlogging, I was just like a hot mess. And then, you know, that started to affect how I felt about myself, because I do pride myself on, you know, my ability to have a sustainable hustle to keep things going, and I wasn't able to do that. I was also finishing my dissertation at that time, so I just had a lot on my plate, and I was just like super tired, and I started feeling bad about myself. I did graduate in May during my, was that my first trimester? It was like the cusp of my first trimester and second trimester. So I was still able to finish my dissertation and graduate, but it was hard. It was really hard. I also experienced a lot of dizziness in my first trimester. That's pretty typical. My boobs, oh my gosh, the boobs, they started right away hurting and getting bigger. Right now they're like out of this world, but that even started in my first trimester. I thought, so we found out our gender. If you want to watch our gender reveal video, I'll link it below. But we found out the gender of the baby in the first trimester because we did genetic testing. So I knew pretty early on. I think we did our gender reveal like super early, like 10 weeks, 11 weeks. And I thought it was a boy at first, and I was calling the baby Krayla, because if it was a girl, it was going to be Layla, and if it was a boy, it was going to be Christian, and it turned out to be Layla. So if you watch that video, you can see that I'm super shocked, which was funny. I also had crazy dreams in the first trimester. I still have some gnarly dreams, but the first trimester, they were like super intense and like, okay, who am I as a person to be dreaming some of this stuff? So they were really weird. I'll save you guys the details. I was irritable. I think that was a combination of the hormones, but it was also because like I said, I was really tired all the time, fatigued, and just like not my normal self. I had lots of cramping during the first trimester, so much so that I was like wondering, is this normal? Is this something that I'm supposed to be going through? There was a point in time that I had like some, this is TMI by the way, if you're a guy watching this, you might want to exit because it's pregnancy, so the whole thing is TMI. But the whole thing is just TMI. I had some brown discharge, and it wasn't around the time of implantation. It was like further on in my first trimester, and that really scared me. And because I was having ongoing cramping, I was just like, oh my gosh, what's going on here? So I called my doctor immediately. I freaked out. I was crying. It was the whole thing, and it lasted for a couple days. But everything turned out to be fine. And I also had ringing in my ears, which is like super intense symptom, because as a neuro psychologist, it's, you know that ringing in the ears is a pretty significant symptom, but according to Google, it's a normal symptom of pregnancy. So yeah, there's a lot of stuff, like there's so much stuff that starts to happen in pregnancy, and you're like, nobody told me about that. And then you Google it and it's like pregnancy. So probably most of the weird stuff that you feel when you're pregnant is just a normal pregnancy symptom, which is so crazy to me. But even with all those symptoms, I'm still really happy and grateful to be pregnant. I can't wait to meet my baby girl, Layla, and I'm excited to update you guys about how I'm doing now. So I'm going to film that video next. Thanks for watching, and if you have any other first trimester must-haves or tips about symptoms and things to expect during the first trimester, please comment them below so other moms or moms-to-be can we can all share our knowledge together on this YouTube community. And good luck and congratulations if you're pregnant. That's so exciting. I'm so happy for you. And I will see you guys in my next video. Please subscribe. Thanks.